As an unsuspecting world prepares to celebrate that happiest of holidays, Christmas, a powerful nuclear submarine running silent and deep under the massive polar ice cap makes its way north to a spot directly below the only inhabited region in an otherwise desolate world of ice and snow.
Navigational bearings readout, computer.
Navigational bearings readout, latitude 90.0 degrees north, longitude 0 degrees.
Excellent. Engine room, all engines stop.
All engines stop.
Proceed with drilling operation.
Drilling operation proceeding.
A powerful laser drill operating through the conning tower cuts a hole straight up through the ice, through which the captain climbs and steps out into the snow-covered streets of the tiny sleeping village above. Making his way unerringly to the home of the white-bearded patriarch of the community, he bursts in the door, gun in hand.
You there! Get up! Get up!
What time is it?
Never mind. Get up and get dressed. You're coming with me.
But where? It isn't time to ride in the reindeer.
No questions. Move!
Silently, they walk back to the hole in the ice and down into the waiting sub. The captain wastes no time.
All engines, full speed ahead.
All engines full speed ahead.
And like a gray-black ghost, her massive engines purring softly in the murky depths, the powerful sub sails silently south with its precious cargo. The next morning, the international airways are crackling with reports of an event of cataclysmic import. From the Soviet Union, we hear,
"This is Radio Moscow. It is with the deepest regret that we announce that our beloved grandfather Frost is lost. The implications of this catastrophe transcend all ideological and national barriers."
In France, a weeping announcer can barely get the words out.
The unthinkable, the unspeakable, the unbelievable has happened. Papa Noel has disappeared. Il est perdu, lost, gone, vanished.
This is the voice of Vienna. St. Nicholas is missing. It is rumored that he fell through a hole in the ice and possibly drowned.
And from America, an incredulous newsman with a typically American response.
Santa Claus gone? Impossible.
In the UN building in New York, an emergency executive meeting of the Security Council is called into session.
The devastating effect of this event on the children of the world on this day before Christmas could be a tragedy beyond measure. I propose, therefore, that an international investigating commission be sent to the North Pole immediately. Santa Claus must ride again.
But on a supposedly deserted island in the Pacific, an old enemy of Wonder Woman gloats over the success of her plan.
Well done, von Richter.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Once before I had a plan that failed only because of Wonder Woman. But phase 1 of my new master plan has now been completed, and this time I shall not fail.
You will not fail, Your Majesty.
For I am Brunhilde, mighty Teutonic goddess, returned from Valhalla on a sacred mission, and no one, not even Wonder Woman, shall stand in my way.
Meanwhile, on sunny Paradise Isle, her ancestral home and legendary home of the Amazons, Wonder Woman walks along the beach with her mother, Queen Hippolyte, unaware of the turmoil raging in the outside world at that moment.
Oh, Mother, it's been so wonderful to be home, free of the troubles and worries of the world of ordinary humans, if only for a little while.
To take the cares of that world on your shoulders was your own choice, Diana, and now there is no turning back for you. You must return. It is the law of the gods.
And as Wonder Woman flies back to America in her invisible plane, far above in the realm of the gods, Aphrodite, goddess of love, listens to a boastful god of war, the mighty Mars.
And there you have it, my dear Aphrodite. All the elements of this little play are in place. All the actors on stage. Once again, my powers and yours face each other in the classic confrontation about to take place down there in the world of humans.
Good against evil, love against hate, light against darkness.
Platitudes. Nothing but empty platitudes. War is the natural human condition, the only reality. Peace is an illusion, refuge of the weak. Only the strong deserve to survive.
And so once again you plan to set the world afire.
And you must admit, my emissary is efficient, her plan ingenious, and her timing a masterpiece.
To bring war at the time of year celebrated as a time of peace on earth and goodwill toward man, this is indeed cruelty unworthy even of the god of war.
Forever moralizing. Such an exercise in futility.
But your plan will fail, for there is on earth a champion of the forces of love who has foiled your plans before and will do it again. Wonder Woman.
We shall see, we shall see. But now, let the play go on!
And back on Earth, in the children's ward of a hospital in Washington, D.C.
Wonder Woman, you kept your promise.
I got here as soon as I could.
The children have been very depressed over Santa's disappearance. Everyone knows about it.
Poor things. I just heard the news myself. I'll do my best to cheer them up.
And as Wonder Woman moves from bed to bed, the sad little faces light up at the sight of their famous visitor.
Are you really Wonder Woman?
Yes, I am. What's your name?
I'm Susie.
Susie. What a nice name. And what would you like Santa to bring you tonight?
A doll and a teddy bear.
Okay, Susie. I'll see that Santa gets the message.
Wonder Woman,
Yes?
will you help find Santa so that he can ride tonight?
Don't worry, Susie. I'll do my best. And what's your name, young man?
I'm Johnny Appleton.
And what would you like for Christmas, Johnny?
A baseball and a baseball glove and a bat.
A ball, a glove, and a bat?
Yeah, 'cause someday I'm gonna walk again and run and play with the other kids and everything.
That's wonderful, Johnny. And I promise you, your name will be at the top of Santa's list.
But what if you can't find Santa?
We'll find him. You'll see.
Her name is Beth. She's been this way all day.
Oh, my! Tears on the day before Christmas? Would you like to tell me what's wrong, Beth?
Oh, it's Wonder Woman.
I'd like to help you, if you'll let me.
Nobody can help.
Maybe Santa can. If it's something you want, I'll tell him, and maybe he'll bring it to you.
Santa Claus isn't coming tonight.
Of course he is. I saw him downstairs.
That's only a make-believe Santa Claus. The real Santa Claus isn't coming. I know he isn't. I'm afraid there's no consoling her.
If only we had some idea where he might be.
Wonder Woman, there's an urgent call for you. You're wanted at the White House immediately.
Thank you for coming, Wonder Woman.
I am honored, Mr. President, but I don't understand.
It's about the Santa Claus kidnapping.
Kidnapping. So that's what it was.
Yes. We received a radio message from the kidnappers. We don't know who they are, where they're holding him, or why. But they demanded that you be present when they contact us again.
The call is coming in, Mr. President. Stand by.
Mr. President, is Wonder Woman there?
Yes, she is here.
Good. Then listen carefully. In return for the release of your precious Mr. Claus, we demand $500 million, delivered personally by Wonder Woman. She must come alone, here to Christmas Island, and no tricks. At the first sight of any planes, submarines, or warships, the prisoner will be executed. That is all.
And so, von Richter, Phase 2 has begun.
Excellent, Your Majesty.
And now, do you know what happens when Wonder Woman arrives?
Well, I thought...
We will take her prisoner, put her in the dungeon with our other prisoner, and then, as we take off in our specially equipped command plane to carry out the third and final phase of our plan,
Yes, Majesty?
Wonder Woman and Santa Claus and Christmas Island will all be blown to kingdom come in one great explosion. And do you see the delightful symbolism in this?
Symbolism? Ah, yes. Santa Claus, a place called Christmas.
The decadent trappings of a decadent world. I shall restore the Germany of old, the power of the ancient gods, and the glory of the master race.
Jawohl, the master race!
And with our robot satellites in orbit, ready to bomb the major capitals of the world at my command, I shall demand the surrender of all nations in the United Nations, and we shall fly to Washington, D.C., where I will be crowned Queen of the world.
Heil Brunhilde!
Soon, Wonder Woman in her invisible plane is racing at incredible speed to her rendezvous with Doomsday on a remote island in the mid-Pacific.
The ocean is so large and that island so small, but I must find it for the sake of children everywhere. Ah, that must be it. That atoll down there. Looks uninhabited. No buildings visible. Nothing but coral reefs and...
Wonder Woman? Calling Wonder Woman?
Wonder Woman here. Go ahead.
On the inside rim of the coral reef, you will see a blinking light.
Yes, I see it.
It marks a camouflaged landing platform. You will land there. The platform will descend, carrying you to my subterranean command post. Bring the money and do not attempt to communicate with anyone.
As Wonder Woman lands on the platform, it descends far below the surface and stops. A door opens. And she steps out into a brilliantly lit cavern, in the center of which stands...
Brunhilde! I thought that voice was familiar.
Wonder Woman, alias Diana Prince. I've been looking forward to this moment for a long time.
There's no time for small talk. I brought the money. Here it is. Now, turn your prisoner over to me, as per our agreement.
Certainly. Come with me. Here we are. Richter, open the cell door.
Yes, Majesty. As Wonder Woman steps inside to let the prisoner out, the door slams shut behind her.
There you are. Company for the prisoner of Christmas Island.
I should have expected a trick of some kind.
In warfare, there are no tricks, only tactics and strategy. And this tactic has succeeded. You, as a prisoner, I really wanted, not that fat little man.
Then why not release him? Let him ride tonight, for the sake of little children everywhere.
He will ride no more. From now on, there will be a new order, a new discipline, a new race. There will be no room for the sentimental claptrap and nonsense that he represents. And now we leave you.
What are you going to do with us?
Since even you cannot break through the indestructible metal this cell door is made of, I'll tell you. My command plane is in a hangar in the next room. Von Richter and I will board that plane. When we reach the surface and take off, the push of one button will destroy you and the fat one and this ridiculous little island.
How nice.
The push of a second button will release nuclear bombs from my satellites, which will destroy New York, London, and Moscow. The push of a third button...
Well, what about the third button?
If the United Nations do not surrender unconditionally and crown me Queen of the world, I shall destroy every major city on Earth. And now, Wonder Woman, goodbye forever.
But Brunhilde had forgotten the powers of Wonder Woman's magic tiara. Pounding the rock wall of the dungeon with the tiara, Wonder Woman cuts through it like butter, and the cell door to which it was attached falls off at a touch.
There, we are free. Come, good friend, we must hurry.
Running to the platform that had brought her down to the cavern, they board her invisible plane, and the platform rises to the surface just in time for them to see Brunhilde's plane take off.
We must get off this island before she blows it up. Hurry, robot plane. Made it just in time. Gotta bring down that command plane now. Can't let her destroy the world's greatest cities.
Maneuvering her speedy craft close to Brunhilde's plane, Wonder Woman hurls her magic lasso around the tail of a much larger plane, just as Brunhilde is gloating over the destruction of Christmas Island and the supposed demise of her most dangerous foe, and prepares to send the electronic command to the satellites to drop their bombs.
Phase 2 has been completed, von Richter. Wonder Woman is no more. Now we proceed to phase... What's wrong? We're heading straight down. Bring up the nose. Bring it up.
I can't, Majesty. Something's jamming the tail controls, forcing us down. We're going to crash!
And as Wonder Woman watches the plane sink beneath the waves, suddenly she sees an extraordinary sight.
A great white horse rising out of the water, carrying a Valkyrie. Like the legend of old, it's Brunhilde.
Yes, it was the warrior maiden Brunhilde on her final journey to Valhalla, home of the fallen god heroes, never to return to Earth again. After notifying Washington of the necessity of disarming Brunhilde's orbiting satellites, Wonder Woman flies her companion back to his headquarters in the far north.
We made it, and in time. Thank you, Wonder Woman, not just for what you have done for me, but for the children of the world.
And at the stroke of midnight, once again we hear a familiar voice and a welcome sound as Santa rides again.
On Vixen, on Prancer, on Rudolph, on Dancer, and Merry Christmas, Wonder